It was a stressful week, guy. We had a stressful weekend, eh? Very busy. Look at this, everybody. So.
How?
6 hour. No, 6 Sorry, John Deere, me completely brainwashed. 6155R.
Yes.
Farmer gas, and he bought himself a lovely set of mowers this year.
Corona.
320 CV, 320 CV in the rear. Can't say a wild lot about them other than hashtag mint.
So they really just R for rear, F for front.
Pretty much.
Conditioner V time. 3.2 metre cut. Samples.
So basically, guys, this is the fleet that we use to put in the grass at HQ. And I did a wee interview with Sophie, but we were talking more about GRASSMEN generic, about the people in GRASSMEN, about what GRASSMEN was, who Sophie was, what she did within the business. So it wasn't your typical interview where we talk about the machines and the specifics. So Gary did a wee bit of mowing
with Craig.
We were talking about. So we thought, you know what, line up what we used, talk a little bit about it. We've done this before.
Thing before a couple of times, and it seemed to go down well. So,
and the big difference over the years has been a lot more, a far higher percentage of what's here now is company owned, and we've worked towards it. And you know, that's what we've done over the years. But this is Farmer Gas. So this is his rig. So this is his 155R. He uses it in his own wagon, and he has went out and we've captured a bit of content with the mowers. So we thought to let him mow as much as he could, we would just join in with our latest purchase, which is 6910. So we just fired on Old Faithful, the 1365, and
just see now, that was the first.
Well, I wasn't anywhere near, I didn't even see it mowing, Gary.
That was the first bit of work she'd really done.
And?
The tractor run well, in fairness. I don't really see. Listen to that, man.
Panda is here tonight because we've all the tractors lined up out here. He ran straight for the 1455.
He didn't need more excuses, did he?
No.
Listen. Who?
Hey, listen to that. I'm getting an even flow moment at the Banshee here.
You'll be on her like that. Very well.
So the old 1355, she's 2011 I think, so she must be 11 years old now. Pulled out, quick service, Stephen Hoy being replaced an oil, a couple of hangers on her and a stone guard on her. Checked the oil levels, I went through her and she was bang on. One wee issue we need to address that we've noticed.
Fair comment. There's a wee bit of wear in the stabilisers.
An old John Deere problem, and I have to say this, I was never a massive fan of this system. There's a tiny bit of wear. When a tiny bit of wear starts up there in the back of the arms,
well exaggerated.
It gets very exaggerated through the whole rig.
They were soft enough around there, weren't they?
They were. Well, this tractor here
she got the cross
this
shaft.
This was all new on her before we got her.
It was their weakest point, them 10s and that, wasn't it?
It was, hey. So, but
here she was running well. Good tight wee tractor, in fairness.
Just a few wee things. Would like to.
She'll get there.
We'll get her tidied up through time. She's sitting standard to the best of my knowledge, the 6.9.
Oh, she's standard.
Could you put a front mower on her in very light conditions?
Probably, aye, but it would need
that
to be
would be it. And sure, even in the hills like this here, it wouldn't be ideal.
No.
So that's Old Faithful. Got the oil checked, pulled out, and buck raked in a lot of grass in a very short space of time.
She worked hard now.
With her 5-ton linkage, I heard there was wheel scrubbing and all sorts of things going on. She was under P. I'd like to point out.
Did you wait in a trailer?
I'd like to point out I was not under pressure. And then, out of everything that was running around, this gave me the biggest smile. When I was watching it, I know I was filming, but this gave me the biggest smile.
Why?
Because that's me.
Because it was easy to fall into.
Oh well, that was No, that's giving me the biggest smile. To see the 140, I put so many hours in them TMs years ago on that size of a trailer. In my opinion, it was pure class. What a great tractor those TMs were for what they could do. You know, you bought a TM 130, 140, 155. The horsepower was only whatever you needed it to be.
Anywhere between 150 and 210 them tractors.
Unbelievable. The UTV lights really come out in their own. I could see them at night time. I could really see those shining through. Genuinely now. Super job. And even
they are a great upgrade, in fairness.
For a tractor like that you're still going to take out into the field and do some work with.
Exactly.
You know, and they marry in and looks not too bad.
They don't. They're pretty. The headlights are very good, and the spotlights are.
But the headlights look the worst.
I don't know. I don't.
But they're light.
They're fine in her. I think anything older than her, you don't really get away with them.
But she came out. We hooked on the brand new Heron Tour. We haven't washed these off yet. They are as they come in, and it's just a wee match made in heaven.
Tyres a good job.
Aye, well, she badly needed it.
Aye. They helped her a lot now. So I think that size is just right.
And this is our trailer. As
we trailer done the job.
Oh, perfect. Lovely, held a nice load. Your standard 18-foot trailer. TM, decent hydraulics in them. Well, when they're working, tips it up. So we had the Heron, the TM. That's a match made in heaven.
Aye, yeah, that's ideal.
That's what that tractor done.
That's ideal.
Perfect.
Oh, yep.
But I'm going to point out one thing
from
harvester perspective.
What's that?
Okay, we had two other trailers, obviously. People all know with the big Bailey on the Fendt, and we had the 70-60 on the Smith. The Heron marked the ground the most. TM. And those were considered flotation tyres in their day, 550s. But we had the Bailey, and if we turn around now, we'll see the Bailey trailer, who she's on 560, 60, 22 and a half. McMullen Agri have brought the Bailey now basically to Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
That's who sold the mowers.
That's right.
To Farmer Gareth.
Yep.
That's who sold the 6910 to us. So I mean, it was only fair. We'd built up a better relationship since they come on board with the VDM.
Yeah, the little feeder. Yeah.
We looked at the Arma track, and they had that wee 6910 that we took off our hands. So we said, look, we'll take a look at the Bailey trailer. We weren't holding out much hope for the Bailey trailer. That's the honest But you have to look at this with a pragmatic approach. They can't be as popular as they are with so many of them in the UK, running hard, running fast on a pile of these type fast tractors, etc., and be useless.
No,
they just
that's
can't
true.
be.
Aye, they can't be falling apart.
Absolutely. Now, to step into Ireland, for Bailey to step into Ireland up against the Irish manufacturers,
you're coming into the lion's den,
I think so.
Yeah.
Who our guys, in my opinion, and this is opinion, have put a lot of effort into styling of trailers, how they look, all the rest of it. The Bailey trailer here is in its original green colour. It is quite boxy looking, but there's a but.
Aye.
It ran beautiful. Steered lovely. Braked real good. And I was studying it up there, and it's amazing the things you can read when you're in a trailed harvester and the things you can see. Running the full Wabco system, so it's getting the top drawer braking system, and I know Wally Heron runs that nearly as standard as well. Wabco air brakes, she braked real well, she braked nice, there wasn't much lag or any massive issues there. Fired her on to the 820 Fendt, we thought that was proper English spec, and she did really well. You commented that she was lovely to load into beside the harvester.
She's good to load into. She's a stepped axle, a bit like the K2 step chassis, so you get the most steering loop.
Yeah.
Which is good feature. She turns in lovely. Hydraulic back door works well. It's nice and fast. It's in a smallish ram, so it works pretty fast.
Yes.
I found it very steady. Grannon axle seemed to run lovely, easy pulled. Brakes are very, very good. Lovely, smooth brakes.
The Grannon axle, there must be a good job. Like in fairness.
Like these two, these are a good job.
The light up there.
Yeah, but you have your three-way light, so you have your side marker, and I can see in my wing mirror any time where my front axle is and where my tail is at night.
Yeah, that's clever enough.
That's a good job. These here, I think they need to step them in a little, because that's going to be the first point of contact.
You want the trailer to do, but you can't.
But then ours, as she left to take a 650, possibly. That's maybe.
But you can't see the difference. Like those were considered flotation tyres back in the day. But I must admit.
But then these are nearly standard issue now, aren't they?
I did. I must admit that the Bailey travelled over the ground better.
Holds a good load, this too.
Yeah.
In fairness to it, it's a good square trailer. Good. Like that Smith's seriously tall. The Bailey's not far behind it.
No. Good trailer.
Good trailer. Good functional trailer, in my opinion now.
Wouldn't be my favourite to look at.
No,
but
no.
That's not taken away from its
capabilities.
Absolutely not. We thought the colour scheme would work in with the Fendt nice. We threw it on to our 820 Fendt, which has become a firm favourite of the stable. We had a young fella, Joe, who's been working a wee bit. Ruth's brother has been working a bit with us in the winter time. He's done a lot of work in England, and he arrived in to give us a hand to cart, and we were like, what experience have you? What tractor? And he was like, I'll take the Fendt. I worked on one of those in England, and the Bailey trailer was familiar to him. It was just quite funny, And off he went and was happy out. So that's a firm favourite. And then Sophie, who works in our embroidery department, who did the interview with me, we put her on. She wanted to give her a run out or a chance.
Yeah, she wanted to learn.
Exactly. So the easiest tractor to put someone into to learn is the Fendt.
Fendt are the fast track, really.
Yeah.
It's push and go.
That's not here. Yeah. And then the last, but by no means least, Panda was flat out on the 7060 and the Smith. And it's when you see the Smith parked like it is now beside a standard sort of 20-foot trailer, you can see just how big it is and what extra it can do.
The question I get asked most about that trailer is, that'll never work in wet conditions, but it does.
It's this whole, will it work on wet ground? That's down to you who's driving the harvester.
Right, yeah.
That is down to you guys to work out. If it's a wet space, a wee load is still a wee load. A wee load in the Hearn, a wee load in the Bailey. I heard a comment from you saying, have you a big load on? To Andrew, and he says, nah, it's only a half load, and you tipped it up, and then you says, it's still the same as the other one's full.
That is literally, he says to me, I've only a half load on, and I said to him, Andrew, that's the same as a 16-ton trailer. That's the reality. So it is. And she's bringing that out of the field nicer.
Absolutely.
That's where you're at.
This baby, and that's a lovely match.
She has, yeah. She has. She has the power and the weight and all the work with it.
But she's changed, Gary.
Yes, that's the biggest.
Oh, big changes here. So last year when we got this, so Sam took this trailer back, right? So last year when we got this, same trailer. Last year this steered out, and this steered out, and your pivot point was this axle here.
These steered the opposite ways,
Yeah.
So your front axle was turning out, your back one was turning in, or vice versa.
And this was your pivot point.
This was your fixed axle in the middle.
So Sam Smith said he wanted to try something a wee bit different. He wanted to look at putting the front one solid. And the reason we need a solid axle is currently is for him to get for the ABS to work.
That's right.
But he was contemplating putting on 3 steering axles, and we could choose which way around our steering system. But the experiment this year is solid front axle, and these 2 steer together, so they both steer out. And your pivot point has moved now to here. So before, when we drew a line down and did a full lock to the drawbar, the trailer stepped out about 2 foot.
That's right.
Now, what is it? I measured it when you were mowing. That's what I was doing. When I was out mowing, I was torquing the wheel nuts. Well, Jordan was torquing them, I just held it on. And we did a wee experiment. She steps out 3 foot now.
Yes.
So, on a right hand down,
Yeah.
or left hand down, there's a 3 foot of a tail swing. But by heck,
Full log.
she is unbelievable. She follows you like a rake.
That's serious.
Complete different way of driving.
Serious,
You see, this field here, I give you my word. If you had only a rear axle steer, like a passive steer system, you would not get out of this field.
I am not. That size of trailer?
No.
No, that's not happening.
Guarantee you, you're not getting out of this field. This is an awkward field that way. And this here will just step up out. It doesn't exist. So, she's into season number 2 with us, with a completely different steering system.
Yep.
And we do want to get that out and about and see. Now, Gavin McKnight asked for it. We went off and carted to give him a hand the other day.
Yeah.
He was studying it up. He wants it out today on his own again to study it up. He's doing a wild bit of studying at it, but the only way that we'll really see the true difference is we're going to have to go to Honeyford's, who have the exact same trailer with the original style system.
Yep.
Now, Sam will leave it back to whatever way we want it, but this is a bit like an experiment. But
same as last year, it's just basically...
He doesn't want to put them out there till he's sure, but I think he's on to a winner. I was around our yard in that wee Fendt when you brought her home because Paul stole the fast track on us, and I couldn't believe where she was following. But I can see where there could be an issue or two. Real tight laneways are coming out off a field onto a lane. She's going to pivot so much sooner.
It's the problem I see with it is if you don't have enough of headroom, that's... But we'll see.
But it's nice to see it back. Lethal. He's away out of game with another load.
Listening for the...
Why does he listen to that all day? I suppose the big thing for silage that we added this year is this. Is the...
You've been wanting one of these years.
This was the year. I tell you. I have literally dreamed of this rig since, I don't know when, since I had Armstrong's 245 on a 1260. And just... Anyway, leave the tractor to the side. The harvester guy.
Yeah.
So your 1260 is your double gearbox drive. So obviously, most people know exactly what I mean and referencing to here. So it's the swan neck drawbar and it's the two big gearbox drive. We've literally only one shaft in this coming forward to the header.
That's right.
But she's a 2.7 metre header, I think. She's not the full 3 metres.
No.
But she'll travel the width of, she's basically 10 foot and a couple inches basically.
Yeah.
So your big 1460 as such has a wider cone, wider drum, wider pickup, and she's into something ridiculous 12, you know. So we were like, no, that's not going to work here.
Not where we're going.
So this 1260 was done 4 seasons on a local dairy farm, and she came up for sale, and they're not expensive trailed harvester turned into be, but we snapped it up. She has the big chute on her. It doesn't look that big when you're stood beside the smith, let me tell you, but it's the big chute on her, and it folds down, and we said we'll give this a go. And what tractor are we putting it on? And I says, I'm putting it in the big Deere, and we're going to see how we get on. And that's what we did. The big Deere, I wasn't sure about horsepower. The big guys out there will tell me a lot, but the book talked about 300 odd horsepower, I think. JF guys told me there'd be no sickening the machine. The tractor is a 357 or 350, should be capable on boost of 388 horse. And what she delivers at the shaft of that, up to 360, 370 possibly, somewhere in around there. In theory, we may never know. So I set the tractor up in cab on cruise mode. So I set her up at 1020 RPM cruise. So I literally put her into cruise, and she was in PTO cruise. So she did her best to maintain 1020 RPM at the PTO, and if she couldn't achieve that, she slowed herself down. I set her in that to give the harvester a chance to be sussed out what she was capable of, and she didn't disappoint. But what I did notice was I was never on the wee green line coming up the screen. I was never putting her into that wee square at the end that simulates that she's in boost. And I did the analytics. 100 acres of cruel, heavy, hard silage was done in 15.79 hours, and we used 464 litres of fuel. We were idling for 3 hours and used 10 litres of fuel idling. By the way, that's 10 quid in today's money. And she idled, but that included the day that we got set off. So we'd have been taking over, getting things set up. So working, she was 15 hours in working mode, which is obviously, I'm assuming, PTO switched on.
Yeah.
And that averaged out at just over a gallon to the acre.
Oh, that's not bad, is it?
And it's almost double the crop.
It would be since
last year at the first camp.
There's no doubt it was heavy.
So it was, we did it over an evening and a day, but we weren't started early. But it was 15 point, whatever it was, hours recorded working.
Yeah.
What did you think? You were out with me in the field. What did you think of her setup? I just thought she was class.
The big tractor was sort of leisure,
She averaged 50% engine load throughout now you've all your time turning at the head rigs and all there, but that's what the statistics was showing. Now I could have adjusted her certainly and had her that she was lugging down, but my sort of fear was the big 9 litre engine. Obviously, what I was doing, I was keeping the torque away from the harvester. I would imagine I would imagine I was at the higher end. I was getting the power, but I was at the higher end of the torque. Wasn't getting. So I had her. Now I never had to touch the brake, or so if there was an issue, my feet stayed in the 2 stirrups there. Look, they never come off them. You can see them there and there. The seat swivels around a full 43 or 4 degrees, and they never come off the stirrups. And if she had a big lump, she would have brought herself to a standstill and then brought herself back up to the cruise again. That was really, I was using the technology. I'd let the track. The only thing I wasn't using, and if we had a Lexi tuned up to Rona up with a Starfire, I could literally have set that up, and I wouldn't even have had to steer down the lines. But but steering wasn't that big of an issue now. So that's what we put our silage in. That's what I dreamed of. I thought it was pretty cool. But there was one issue. The PTO shaft fell off a few times the first night. Literally fell off. She must have been getting back the tiniest wee bit and falling off. We had one shear bolt went.
That was really. There's no big drama. No big drama really.
And the metal detector was working, and she did well. This is how we filled it. We didn't go Irish spec. We went UK spec.
Yeah, I think the other side just wasn't working. Bigger trailers and that big tractor, the width of her, it holds you out off the harvester too much.
It was, I could fill into the hair not so bad, but when the Bailey and the Smith was a non-starter.
Yeah.
So we turned them around and says, look guys, try this. The tailormen didn't like it at all. But I must admit now, when I was sitting at that angle with the visibility out of that big tractor, I thought it was pure class. Just looking straight into it. Now,
well, the way the chair turns and all, and where your control box is, that kind of makes sense for you, doesn't it? Like
the trailers are still an Irish spec with a mesh to the other side and all. That would have helped, but then the trailers were away. Have all been off working since, you know. So
it's fine.
No bother.
Sure, it was fine. No rush.
And we didn't even change the spout round to UK
like that's
spec.
right. If you want it, you could sort that, like give you a bit more arc.
What do you think? We step back and take it all in. But like all in all,
it's a fine little outfit, isn't it?
You know, that was the benchmark. The 100 acres was nailed in 15 hours for a trailed harvester.
It's not bad going for a trailed harvester, is it? Like,
and the crops.
Crop was heavy.
That'd have been normal.
There's no draw on it. Here we're very lucky that road. It's all around the yard, you know, which is a big help. But still, from last year, like I think we put one of the crops in with that Porringer wagon in like 9 hours.
That's right. That and Farmer Gas wagon nailed it in.
Yeah, that was no time.
No time.
But that was crop. There
was no bulk.
No, there was no bulk, so there wasn't.
What was missing? What did you need different? If we could make one adjustment to the lineup.
For me, or
for the fleet. What's
you need
missing?
a wee shovel.
A shovel.
You need a wee like a 414 or something like that.
Do we?
Oh, you do, you.
420. Yes.
Well, a 420, yes, would be fine now, but I was thinking, like,
Cummins engine 414.
Or a 416.
Don't know how that could be.
I'm just thinking of it, you know,
to
buy a classic.
But do you think with a tractor like that 7R on that, the 9 litre engine on the likes of that 1260, like when we were running, and we were running hard at times, was there pressure on? I couldn't maybe fill the trailers up because we were watching the ground and that lost a lot of time. But do you think it's worthy of a wee shovel? If you were chopping every day?
Aye, it would be, aye. No, soaring a tractor is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what it is, it's soaring a tractor. See, when you get that heavy crop, that's soaring a tractor. You're using her like a bulldozer, like, you know.
There's some colour in the lineup. What's your favourite setting there? Do you think?
My favourite tractor out of that?
Aye,
Aye. It'd be the 820 for me.
Fendt?
Aye, I love that tractor. You know, that's...
Fair enough.
Just...
Well, I'm not going to comment because the 7R's a complete... She's in a different league, if you get what I'm saying. She's new, she's luxurious, she's all the rest of it. For me, favourite tractor sitting there. Oh, it's a toss up here. If I leave, I can't really choose between the 6910, 7810 or the TM 140. I don't know which one of them three I would choose.
7810's an awesome tractor.
7810 is, she's in a wee separate league of her own. But between the 6910 and the TM,
I think the 7810, it doesn't matter. Anybody has respect for a 7810. Like,
TM, you know, or 6910, I don't know. Probably the TM now, if I'm being 100% right down the middle, straight and honest. I could do without the 7060 if I had to. Like.
Really?
Aye. I like her. She's class, she's power, it's unbelievable. Like her and that harvester would be music, sweet music. And we can make it happen. But I'll not be driving it.
You need to say earmuffs on her.
Aye.
Honestly.
Aye. See the 7R, guys, you didn't even hear it.
You didn't even hear it driving beside it, let alone you in the cab. Like literally all you heard was the JF.
And when Martin Panda came in alongside me,
You didn't even hear the JF.
I could hear the barks of him.
Aye.
I heard, So anyway, guys, that was Silage at HQ. Wanted to talk you around what we did. There it is. It's a very proud moment standing here looking back, because we've done these videos before, and as we've grown as a business, we've always put our money where our mouth is, and we've put it back into products. And to have a piece of everything in there, pretty much, apart from obviously Farmer Grass. We don't own the Bailey. We're not going to own the Bailey.
There's always going to be bits and pieces like that floating about.
But that's the beauty about it.
And that's the bit I love about it. You're always getting the new things to see.
We getting to look at new bits of kit, and that we're getting to run the Bailey. Like I wasn't expecting it to be any use at all. It turns out it's a good tiller.
To be honest, I didn't hold out a lot of hope for it, but I
wasn't even sure about McMullen's bringing the franchise in. And now I'm sitting there going, well, man buys that tiller, he's not going to be disappointed.
He's not going to be disappointed. No, he's not. No. That's true. He ain't going to be disappointed. Best thing for me now is that we have, the stable tractors that you can take and do stuff with.
Turn the key and go.
You get the tractor.
Yeah.
You get a feel for the like of me getting into that Fendt on the Bailey. I know the wee tractor inside out. I'm not trying to learn a tractor on a trailer at the same time. It's the same way that, all of them. Because you have them there and that's your go-to.
I can't say that about the 7R just yet now.
No, I think we're all still learning that.
Aye, there's a lot to learn there.
There is,
that's it.
Yeah.
But it's some bad kit. Still don't like the beacons. But apart
you
from
can't knock the technology on her.
Good bit of kit.
Like that's.
And she's gone off now. She's going to the World Potato Congress.
Yeah.
Down at Country Crest. So. Right, guys.
Good luck.
Good luck, and remember, it is okay to not be okay.